This sonar, you know, SONAR, sonar stands for sound. S for sound, N for navigation, and A are ranging. So it is an instrument. It is an instrument, or it is, you know, it is a device which is fitted in ships and submarines, used to locate the nearby such vessels. So rather, you know, all the ships, warships, you know, submarines, they have sonar. Sonar is an instrument, machine. And so sonar, you know, in sonar, I know, high frequency rays, you know, frequency, energetic rays, highly energetic, high frequency, high frequency radiations, high frequency radiations. High frequency radiation means ultrasonic, which we cannot see. Radiations or ultrasonic waves are produced and is propagated to other directions, and when it strikes and returns back, so it returns back and then absorbed by receiver, present in sonar. So sonar has two components. One has emitter that emits the sound waves of high energy, high frequency, and so they go and they come back. They go and they come back, and you know, it is received by a receiver. So here, you know, there is sonar. Sonar, you know, it is fitted in, a ship, and so sonar, you know, sends the signals. So signals or high frequency waves are, you know, allowed to go towards the distant object. So here, you know, there is, you know, other, you know, submarine. Here it is, you know, it is inside the water, so it is, you know, submarine. So then it strikes to the submarine, and then it comes, you know, it is returned back by reflection. And it is here, you know, there is the absorption. And then display. It is displayed on the monitor. And thus so the persons who are sitting in the ship or sonar, they able to know. इधर क्लियर बेटा, समझ में आ गया? चेक समझ में आ गया बेटा? चेक समझ में आ गया?
Yes, sir.
समझ में आ गया बेटा? समझ गए चेक?
Yes,
समझ में आ गया बेटा? चलो गुड, चलो। सबको समझ में आ गया बेटा? सभी लोग समझ गए?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. यहाँ से सोनार से साउंड निकलेगी, वहां जाएगी, टकराएगी सबमरीन से, लौट के आएगी, फिर ये रिटर्न. So this is about the sonar. Is that clear? So this is about sonar. So I am going to explain about the properties of sound. You know, properties means features or characteristics of sound. So in this, first is the loudness. So by loudness, we mean the energy produced by the sound, or the intensity or the the strength, the strength of sound. The strength of sound is called as loudness. You know, strength, the energy associated with sound is called as loudness. So, like uh, you can say a person who speaks slowly, we say the loudness is low. And when a person sounds all the times, so the voice is always high, voice is always higher, that is there is more energy. So in that condition we say the sound as loud, sound is loud. And when the person speaks slowly, just now I am speaking slowly, so my sound cannot travel to distant places. So when a sound has low energy, so simply we can say low, the energy associated with sound, due to which it can travel larger distances. Like there are different strings in musical instruments like violin, sitar, guitar. So in case of sitar and guitar, the sound is very pleasant. Sitar and guitar, sound is pleasant. Whereas in case of violin, in sitar and guitar, violin, they all are musical instruments. So like see only the two, sitar and guitar. So sitar, the sound is very low. Sound is low. Less energy is there. In case of guitar, it is like having higher energy. So just sound propagates in form of waves like this. So this is the mean axis, and here like this low energy. We know about the amplitude. Actually, it is the amplitude. It is related to the amplitude. This is amplitude. The distance. This is the mean axis. It is the mean axis. So distance, this distance, this distance, it is called as amplitude. So this is the energy, But in case of guitar, it is it is slightly more. This is here. So amplitude here, energy is less. Here energy is more. So this is the meaning of uh, this loudness of sound. So actually sound becomes loud, more loud or less loud. So it depends on the what? It depends on the amplitude. Amplitude, the distance traveled from the mean position to upper position or higher position. So this is the meaning of this. Like see, you might have seen the persons who speak like this. We speak like this. Players, referee. By doing this, what happens? See, the sound, sound strikes to this place, and so there is the, because sound travels, in a particular direction. Sound travels in a particular direction, and it has to be guided. Sound travels in a particular direction, and it has to be guided. See how sound produces by us or human beings or any animal. We have the vocal cords. Vocal cords vibrate at a particular frequency. How they vibrate? By the air from our lungs. And then we pronounce, we speak any letter, any word, etc. And so as a result of this, sound is generated. And the propagation of sound means sound travels. Traveling of sound, like this. Sound travels, this. So this is vibration. So due to vibration, so vibration is produced in the air. So vibration in air takes place, and so sound travels from one place to other place. So this is about the loudness of sound. So we do like this, or make megaphone is used. Megaphone. Megaphone, simple small, speaker is there, some battery are there, some, small electronic equipment is there. So this is megaphone. You might have seen the local sellers, they use the megaphone. Now coming to, next, the pitch. Second point is the pitch. Pitch, pitch, the highness, highness or lowness of sound. When sound is at higher level, higher scale, you must be knowing about the music, or you can say the scale present in sound. All of you must be knowing scale. Music teacher says, better go to slightly higher level. So that is the level, or you can say, or the level of sound. So this is, pitch means the intensity. In scientific term, pitch means the intensity. So thus we say highness or lowness. So we say the intensity or depth. Intensity or depth. So that is another pitch. High pitch, every one of you must know high pitch and low pitch. So when the pitch is high, more intensity, pitch is low, low intensity. So this is the meaning of, this pitch. Like, elephant. Elephant makes sound very high pitch. Very high. Similarly, lion, lions also have very high, pitch. Similarly, a small animal, like, you can say a deer. Deer produces very little sound. Similarly, goat, sheep, very low sound. So it means the energy present. So intensity, energy, and how energy comes? Energy comes by the the vibrations or the sound waves or the air which is being pushed by person. I am speaking. So sound is traveling. In a motion like this. And so ultimately it's reached to microphone. Microphone receives my sound, and the diaphragm present in sound converts into electrical signals. Electrical signals, they are carried away by the waves, by the mobile network, and it goes to your laptop, your mobile. Again, the speaker, receives the signal in form of electricity, and same the reverse is produced by the vibration of the speaker's diaphragm. So thus, this is the sound. So sound, basically this is the frequency, pitch, intensity or frequency. Now Third, third part is, there's the factors affecting factors affecting pitch. How pitch is, affected. How pitch, is affected. Now we'll see next very important part, factors affecting the pitch. Pitch, the intensity of the sound. Different instruments, like sitar, guitar, violin, sitar, etc. So, we can easily judge that whether there is guitar is playing on or sitar is playing on. So, why? Because these instruments, they are called as string. They are called as string instruments. String instruments, and they have the string or the wire of particular thickness. Any wire cannot be used as a string in sitar or guitar. There are a special type of wires meant only for either sitar and guitar. And those who who have seen or large number of persons, they have the sitar or guitar. So, the wires are of different thickness. You might be knowing the wires in the sitar and guitar are of different thickness. So, the first is the length of the string. Length is also an important point. Length is there. Particular length has to be there. Length of the wire in the instrument. So, why we bow with our fingers like this, and then sound is produced. So it depends on the length of the string. Why? Because see here the string, and if we go with our finger, what happens? It vibrates. The guitar, sitar, violin, basically I'm coming to sitar and guitar. Sitar and guitar, they have same functioning. We move the position, we produce vibration by our fingers in sitar and guitar, and by doing this with our fingers, we provide energy. Energy is given to the string, and then the string starts vibrating. And there is this like this. This is sitar. So then here there is the many strings are there, and so by doing this, different things, different wires of different length, thickness is different, length is same, and as a result of this, sound is produced. So length is one point. Second is thickness. So thickness means the quantity of matter in the wire. So thin wire produces pleasant sound. Thin wire produces sweet sound. It has less energy. Thick wire produces heavy sound. So this is one aspect. Now third, volume of air. You must be knowing sitar, it has very huge volume. This is very huge. Guitar, it is less. It has less volume. So air produces. Guitars are of different type. Hawaiian guitar, electric guitar. So non-electric guitar. So this is the point. And so musical instruments, they are made. Similarly, any like harmonium or harmonica. Harmonium appears to be simple, but harmonium there is also vibration, and so sound is produced. So this is about the different instruments. So what we can say, the quality of sound. So in summary, we can say the quality of sound depends on Quality of sound depends on the loudness, loudness, pitch, and you know frequency, frequency of the waves produced by an object or an animal. So these are the features here. These are the the criterias: loudness, pitch. So this is about the basics of sound. You must be knowing in the music system, different volume controls are there. It is written. It is bass, treble. There's the graphic equalizer. We select the equalizer as per our requirement, and we adjust the equalizer to get a particular sound. So this is about the factors or the sound properties of the sound on which the sound quality depends. Is that clear? So this is now next very important part is music instruments. So as every one of the music instruments are different types. So they have been classified into four categories. First, the string instrument. So as name indicates, string means thread. String means thread. So the string instruments, like sitar, guitar, violin, banjo, all the instruments, violin, all the instruments having the wires, all the instruments having the wires are called as string instruments, and they produce sound. They produce sound by bowing, B-O-W-I-N-G. Bowing means pushing or pulling in and out, left and right. So these are the string instruments. String means thread or the wire, thin wires. Similarly, wind instruments, the instruments which work or which produces sound by changing the amount of wind passing through it, like flute, like flute, harmonium. They they work with the amount of air. Harmonium, harmonium, it has a box. So when we there is the flap, there is the there is the, so by doing this, what we do, what a music teacher do, or what a person does, the person, he or she increases the the quantity of air entering inside the harmonium, and sound is produced. So third is percussion instruments. So percussion instruments have both instruments, like this this dhol, congo, dhol, congo, trumpet, those instruments which produces sound on beating. They have they have diaphragm. You must be knowing. So this in case of or in case of dholak also, tabla also, tabla, dholak. So they produce sound. They produce sound on beating or vibrating. So again you see, in case of tabla, tabla, it is like this, and here there's the leather or thick plastic layer, and so on vibrating, on beating, it produces sound. And so in tabla there are two pair, there is one pair, small and big, so different sound is produced. Then fourth is electric, the instruments which work with the help of electricity, like electric guitar, and many more. So this is all about the instruments. Is that clear? So this is how we classify the instruments. Is that clear, beta?